FedEx Ground has strict scale requirements for its contractors. Scale refers to the minimum and maximum size a single business can be in the FedEx Ground network. These scale requirements are different for P&D and linehaul. In the early days of FedEx Ground, many contractors started with only a single truck and ran very small operations. But as the network grew and businesses expanded, FedEx Ground established scale guidelines which require new and existing contractors to adhere to certain size constraints. The primary purpose of these scale guidelines is to ensure that no single business is big enough to have an outsized impact on the network. For pickup and delivery, scale is based on the number of stops a business does each day. Each terminal has its own unique scale limits based on the number of contractors in the building and total package throughput. For most terminals, the minimum scale requirements for a P&D business is an average of about 500 stops per day. In practice, this equates to about 5 daily routes, depending on the number of stops each driver can do. A single route requires 1 driver and 1 truck. This means you're going to need approximately 5 trucks and 5 drivers to be a viable service provider for FedEx Ground. The maximum scale limit for a P&D business typically ranges between 5% and 20% of a terminal's total daily stops. The specific maximum scale will be unique to each terminal. Rural terminals will have a higher scale limit than urban and metro areas since the number of stops are divided among fewer contractors. If the scale requirement in a terminal is 10%, this means that no single business in that terminal can have more than 10% of the total stops in the building. Now let's talk about scale for line haul. The scale requirement for a line haul business is much more straightforward than for P&D. The minimum requirement for a line haul operation is 2 runs. This means that new investors buying into the line haul space must purchase at least 2 line haul runs at the same time. The unique thing about line haul scale is that it's not determined by an individual terminal. The FedEx Ground network divides the United States into 26 districts. Scale guidelines require that no line haul business has more than 15 runs in a single district. FedEx Ground is very strict on scale guidelines for P&D. If you have a business that is at or over the scale requirement of your terminal, your business could be subjected to extra scrutiny from FedEx Ground management. FedEx Ground requires overscale businesses to adhere to additional key performance indicators beyond what a normal business has to achieve. If you're overscale, FedEx Ground can also require you to downsize your business by selling off a portion of your territory. If a business is at or above scale, it's unlikely that FedEx Ground will approve a buyer to purchase that business without splitting it up first. It's worth noting that the FedEx Ground network is in dire need of line haul power to move trailers. Because of this demand, we've seen FedEx Ground be much more lenient on the maximum scale for line haul businesses. Understanding the scale of your business or a business you are looking to purchase will help you plan ahead and make good business decisions.